You know, I don't think I've ever really torn apart a movie before on my movie reviews. I mean, I've given movies, not the greatest review, but I don't know if I've ever really just torn apart a movie. Well, hey, I guess there's a first time for everything. Hey guys, Nick here from Fant4stic Studios, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are doing a movie review for Fant4stic 4, also known as Fant4stic, because somebody in marketing thought that was a good idea. And before I even get started with this movie review, I just want to say I'm a huge Fant4stic 4 fan, so when I heard that they were making a new Fant4stic 4 movie, I got really pumped. And then they put up the casting for it. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with a black Human Torch as long as he feels like the Human Torch. And Miles Teller, I like him as an actor, but really? Reed Richards? And I should probably say this before I go anywhere else with my review. Typically, I don't do spoilers, but there's going to be a lot of spoilers throughout this movie because I'm going to tear it apart, plot piece by plot piece, acting bit by acting, everything. Tearing it apart. So, if you have not seen the movie and do not want to get spoiled, just hear this. This was probably one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. Save your money. I watched this movie and immediately went out going, this makes me want to see the last two movies over again. Because at least those had a few more things right with them. They weren't great, but this one was worse. And on a date night rate, I mean, unless you're going out with a person who likes to tear apart movies with you, then save your money. Because that's all you would be doing, is going in the theater going, oh, this is so horrible. Oh, this sucks. This is so boring. It's all these different horrible feelings. Just save your money. Just save your money, unless you're like me, who wanted to see it anyway, just so you could review it. Then go for it. Just go in knowing it's going to be horrible. So first off, I went into the movie going, okay, reviews have been very horrible, but I want to go in, I'll be a little hopeful, okay? Maybe it will be okay. I posted this on Instagram. This is a picture of the theater I was in watching Fant4stic 4. And I'm the seat with the popcorn. Yeah, that was the day after it came out, okay? Literally nobody was in my theater, except for maybe 3 people who walked in after it started. Now the beginning I actually liked. I thought it was okay, it had a few issues, but overall that whole bit from beginning to when they built the dimension traveling device thing, I actually liked that. It was cool to see Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom putting their brains together. You kind of see the team starting to form barely, them becoming friends. I mean, it was cool, but there were a few things that were weird about it. Like, for instance, and I'm counting this as part of it because this happened before they got into the new dimension, Reed Richards going, hey, bud, Ben, I know you haven't been in this entire movie at all, except for the beginning, and you served no purpose in helping me really at all, but come into this other dimension with me, pal. Because plot and comic books. Let's go! Seriously, there was no reason for him to go into the dimension with them. Nor was there a reason for him to even be a part of their team, helping out with the original thing he sent into the science fair. Because, I mean, honestly, he seemed very pointless. Reed looked like he was the one pulling all the weight on that team, so I don't know. And also, that teacher really pissed me off at the science fair. Hey, we just made a device that teleports stuff. Dude, that's not science. You're disqualified. What? What do you mean that ain't science? How is a device that can teleport stuff not science? How? I mean, there's just so much wrong. That teacher, I mean, they made him seem just very stupid. He made zero sense 100% of the time. And heck, Mr. Storm was in there watching it all. Couldn't he have jumped in and said, "Oh no, that's science. Our division has been working on something very similar to that." He'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you win." But nope, he just let it happen. Like, "Yeah, that's not science. Hey, we're working on the same thing. You should work for us." It didn't make sense to me at all. It just didn't. There were a few things there that just, what? Sure, move along with the story. Sure. I'll just overlook that. What? Never mind. Let's just keep going with the movie. But wait, it got worse. I mean, if that was the worst part of the movie, I would probably be okay with that. Except when they got into the dimension, even less made sense. Victor going, "Ooh, green ooze, let me just stick my arm into it all." Yes, because nothing bad can happen there. I mean, that one scene when they were able to teleport back, and, you know, it was kind of Reed's perspective of him stretching, hearing Ben scream out his name, crying for help, and then he looked back, his leg was very long, and he just fainted. That was kind of cool. But yeah, Sue wasn't there. How did she get her powers? I mean, was it that blast when they got teleported back that gave her her powers, or what? Because they didn't explain it at all. They just, I don't get it. And I mean, I thought it was kind of cool how they got their powers by what they were doing when it happened. That made sense to me. But why did Johnny spontaneously combust? Just, okay, let me hop back in my, there, and also with Ben, you know, the rocks coming in. There were no rocks going into anyone else's chamber, just his. It's like, it was very selective of, okay, I'm the wind, we have the rocks, let's push them into this containment unit. None of the others, just this one. I don't know why Arnold Schwarzenegger is the wind on Dimension Zero, don't ask me. And I mean, that whole rest when they were in the facility, in that other lab, why? I mean, there's the Fantastic Four. They're a family of heroes living in New York City. Nope, the entire movie's gonna be in a lab. Yep. 'Cause logic. Yes, 'cause logic. And I mean, that whole thing with Reed scamping out, I mean, well, I was like, where are they going with this? Where are they going with this? Seriously, I have not a clue. And that entire, from there to the very end, was very boring. It didn't make much sense, and it was not very entertaining. The whole lab stuff of Johnny being like, you know, Ben's out there fighting people. I want to fight too. Give me a purpose. 'Cause, you know, fire and stuff. What you talking about, boy? What? Okay. And I mean, it was very dark in a way that it shouldn't have been. I mean, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I love how dark it is. But even the Dark Knight had some good moments, and it worked with Batman because that's the type of character he is. When you're talking about basically Marvel's version of The Incredibles, and you're making it like dark with zero happy moments. I mean, even the little jokes they added in, which were rare and far in between, weren't funny. Nobody laughed. Sure, there were 4 people in my theater, but not a single one laughed during this entire movie. I can tell you that. Like when Ben was watching the monitor going, "Oh, I've killed so many people. What have I done?" So the thing's the murderer now, is what you're telling me. So you're making one of the bigger Marvel characters a cold-blooded killer, basically. And him going, "Oh, what have I done? I'm a murderer, I'm a monster." That's not the thing. I get that he thinks he's a monster, that's good, but a killer? Really, just straight out murdering everybody he sees. Oh, by the way, I should probably bring this up now. Nope, there was one fight scene. And that was the final battle that lasted 5 minutes. And when they finally get Reed back, it's immediate, okay, hey, can you come help us fix this? No. It might reverse our powers. Okay, well, now that you say that, why not? Why? And like, as soon as they get Doom, it's immediate, hey, we're all friends again. We hated each other a minute ago, and for no real reason, we're friends again. Oh, and Mr. Storm died. So, you know, yeah, fight for him. It's not a Coulson if you know he's a character who's just meant to be killed off. No, there's so much wrong with all of this. Everything is wrong with this. And yeah, Dr. Doom. But that fight, 5 minutes. It was literally one at a time. I'm gonna fight Doom. Gets beat up. 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 Hey, let's fight together. Boom. Doom is defeated. End of the movie. Literally like that long too. No. And then, hey, they defeated Doom. Earth is saved. Let's get a new headquarters. And yeah, end of the movie. There was one... Just thinking back at it gives me pain. Okay? It was so horrible. Don't watch it. And now, like I said before, let me talk about Dr. Doom. I'm going way too intense with this video, but I'm tearing apart every little nail and piece of wood that built this movie, okay? Dr. Doom was about as accurate as Deadpool and X-Men Origins. That is the most accurate way I can describe it. He was the epitome of sadness. Like, he's a half-human, half-android creature thing that his only power, you don't even know what his powers are. They never tell you. It's very random. He blows up people's brains. He can't get hit by bullets or anything. It's like, I don't know if it's a force field or something, or what. They don't explain it. Anything he looks at is just gone, or disintegrated, or electrified. What are you doing? And then in the final fight, he doesn't use any of that. Let me throw a rock at you. I could blow up your mind right now, but I'm not. Take another rock. It was such a bad fight scene that only lasted 5 minutes. It made zero sense like the entire rest of the movie. This is why I almost cried after watching the movie. Now, acting. You could tell these were good actors working off of the worst god-awful script you could imagine. It didn't make it any better. The director is also somewhat crazy, I think. From all the stuff I've been hearing, like, the actors weren't allowed to read the comic books before watching the movie. I mean, respect the source material. Why? And like rumors of him coming to work drunk and all these other weird stuff, and the fact that, you know, he had this whole other version of the movie that the studio just said, nope, you can't do that version, go in this direction instead, and that version that he had in his mind was better than the studio one. I can kind of believe that, but still you gotta wonder, was it really? I mean, honestly, this movie was horrible. Save your money, don't go see it. I'm not even doing a date night rate. Just don't see it at all. With or without anyone, just don't. Just don't. So, what do I give Fant4stic overall as a movie? I'm going to give Fant4stic a 2 out of 10 stars. It got 1 little stars from the beginning. Even with the few plot holes, that was entertaining-ish. Heck, I'll give it that 1.5 from that beginning. Because that beginning, it was okay. Bearable. The other 0.5 was a pity 0.5. Honestly, it was a pity half point. Half a star for pity. Because that's how bad this movie was. And this is something new that I don't typically do for my reviews, but I think this movie needs. What could they do in the future so this does not happen again? So, here's what I think they could do in the future so we do not get another bad Fantastic Four movie. Because now, we've had 4. We had the really old crappy one. We've had the early 2000 crappy ones. And now we have this horrible disgrace of the Fantastic Four. Heck, I'm starting to think fantastic is not a good thing to call people now. Like, you're fantastic. Shut up. No, I'm not. Like, it sounds like an insult now because of these movies. First off is the most simple thing I can imagine. Fox, give Marvel back the rights. Or at least do what Sony did and keep the rights, but let them be part of the MCU. It's like your only hope, really. Marvel knows what they're doing. Trust them. All I want is a good Fantastic Four movie. I don't care who produces it, just make a good Fantastic Four movie. And honestly, Marvel is probably the best people to do that. So at least team up with Marvel to make a good Fantastic Four movie. And maybe, just maybe, there'll be some hope. And also, I mean, sure, you can have a little darkness, but it's about, like, the first superhero family. Literally, Marvel's Incredibles. So don't go super dark. Just, you know, you can have a little darkness, but still, they're a family. Have some fun times so that we can care about these characters. Because honestly, I did not care about a single one of those characters when I was watching the movie. Not Doom. Oh, that's another problem with Doom. He wasn't even Dr. Doom. He was just Doom. Why? But I didn't care about Doom. I didn't care about Reed Richards. Didn't care about Ben Grimm. I didn't care about anyone, honestly. They could have all died in that other dimension for all I care. I did not care at all about any of those characters. And make them use their powers more. Have them be in a city, you know, using their powers. There was one fight, okay? Give some more action into the movie. One fight is not enough for a superhero movie. It just isn't. And finally, the next best thing you could probably do for the Fantastic Four franchise is make Dr. Doom good. I mean, Dr. Doom has, I can't even say, been very hit or miss. He's been missed. No one has done him right. Focus on Doom. If you make a good Doom, I'll at least give you 3 pity points. Okay? I just want to see a good Dr. Doom because he's my favorite Marvel villain. You give me a good Dr. Doom and I will be happy. But anyway, guys, this was my review for the horrible movie that is Fant4stic, aka Fantastic Four. So please leave a like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Leave in the comments what you disliked about the movie the most, or, for a positive note, what could be done in a future Fantastic Four movie to actually make it good. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Later. Woo!